What's going on, everybody? Check out this clip real quick. These guys are making fun of him, and a lot of people are making fun of him because he can't say this word.
Cause if you my friend, bro, you just gonna be real, fo. You ain't. First of all, me being friends with Remo, I would assume you a what's the opposite of homosexual?
Heterosexual.
I would assume his ass is a homosexual, and he different. So if he was not a homosexual,
You gotta say heterosexual.
a heterosexual. So if he was a heterosexuals, bro,
Okay, so this is pretty funny. He can't pronounce heterosexual, and I think it's because he's never heard the word. And I actually think rather than making fun of him, we should be actually excited for this. We should want this. People shouldn't even know what heterosexual means. We shouldn't be calling ourselves heterosexual because the only reason that's popular in today's culture is because homosexual is so prevalent and it's in our faces everywhere we go. So people have to distinguish, oh, I'm not a homosexual, I'm a heterosexual. We shouldn't have to say that. No, it's I'm a normal human being. That's what it should be. I'm normal. That's what it should be. There's the gays and then normal people. That's why this heterosexual shouldn't matter. This guy has never heard it because he's not involved in this dumb culture. He only knows what the opposite of, or he only knows what homosexual is. Never even heard of what the opposite of homosexual is because he doesn't need to know. It's not important to life, to be honest. It wasn't important to him. The only reason it's important is because there's all this stuff going on and he's forced to kind of confront this, and but these new terms that he's never heard of before. We should want every person to say, I'm ahead of the sexuals. I want to be ahead of the sexuals. We should all be ahead of the sexuals because we shouldn't care what this term means because it's just a new age way to just distinguish between people, to say, oh, this is a normal group of people that's heterosexual, and then there's also a normal group of people that's homosexual. No, this is not. No, these are not two different, choices that people make or two different ways you're born. No, one is the normal, natural order of things, and the other is a perversion. We should not have this homosexual culture like we do. So I think if you're not a homosexual, then you are in fact ahead of the sexuals. We as Christians need to start being more outspoken against this perversion because that's really what it is, and we've let it seep into our culture more than it should have because people are disengaging. We can't disengage when it comes to this. This hurts people. It's hurting the people that engage in the act and the people they abuse. It's hurting a lot of people, and the majority of people that are abusers actually come from this community. This isn't a community of love or tolerance. No, we need to see it for what it is. It's a community of perversion and hatred towards themselves and God. We can't keep pretending like this is a good thing or a normal thing, or hey, even Christians can do this. No, it's you don't have to go far in scripture. Multiple passages that say it's obviously a perversion, a sin that should not be taken lightly. And anybody that says differently, immediately ignore them because there's way too many passages that talk clearly that this is a sin. There's no justifying it. You just have to say, well, scripture doesn't mean what it clearly says it doesn't. At that point, you have a horrible hermeneutic of scripture, and we shouldn't listen to anything you say at that point. Because, if you can't understand the clear interpretation of scripture, how are you supposed to get the more complicated things? It just doesn't work that way. We got to accept the clear first and use the clear to interpret the more complicated. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. I just thought this was funny and wanted to share some truth on top of something that's a little humorous as well. Thanks for watching. God bless.